Hey guys, Hikari here, and in this week's chapter, Black Clover, it seems that I was actually right and was able to guess one of the powers that Ryuya is going to have moving forward in the story, and that's actually going to be his clairvoyance ability. And in one of my other previous videos, I kind of mentioned the fact that maybe Asta was going to somehow train in learning clairvoyance, and it seems like that was going to be the case, and even Ryuya himself does have this clairvoyance ability, so I think that's very cool. I'm going to link that video in the top right corner just in case anybody wants to check it out, since I named off a lot of other abilities that he could possibly learn, and maybe those will come true too. So the chapter actually starts off this week with us getting a very big introduction for a lot of the other three Ryuzen members, and with this it seems that we only have two left that we don't know of, but these three characters are pretty cool looking. Their designs are very great, and we see them instantly just laying Asta flat, so that just shows that they are on a different level of strength than a lot of the other characters that we've seen in the series for them to easily be able to knock Asta down like this. And it shows more so that Zetten really is a very strong ability, and just using that they were able to do this much to Asta. After all of this happened though, we get to see a very cool spread of all of the characters kind of standing over Asta, and they're just saying that, you know, welcome to the land of the sun, and basically just going over the fact that they really did lay him out. But it's a very cool panel, and we get to see the new character Imari Komari kind of talk more, and we get to see the other members talk, and everybody's kind of just chilling out right now. They're just having fun, I guess, kind of fighting Asta, since maybe they haven't really found another person that's even kind of on their level, so it's probably very cool for them to actually fight with somebody that can kind of match their level of strength. We see some more panels of the different members of the Ryuzen just reacting. We see the one dude kind of get a little bit weird about Imari, so we see her kind of say gross to him, and it just seems that all of them are like really having fun, and they're really able to kind of talk with each other and be friendly with each other, so I think that's cool seeing their dynamic. But then we finally see Ryuya actually pop up in the chapter, and it's very cool. And just from these couple panels after this, we see that they really do respect Ryuya a lot. Even Asta at this point respects him so much, and that's such a cool dynamic, the fact that they respect this dude with almost everything, and they're really happy to just see him pop up in the chapter. Even Asta's very excited to see Ryuya, and he's basically just saying, you know, yes please, like keep training me, keep going. And then we actually cut forward a little bit in time, and we see that Asta was kind of getting played around with by the other Ryuzen members, but this is good though. It means that he's definitely learning things. He actually states that they really did kind of mop the floor with them, and they didn't even have to use Yojutsu to do it, which is their magic. So it really shows that physical prowess, and maybe this is a 10 thing, really is kind of toted higher in this country than magic abilities, and magic seems to be a kind of secondary thing. Maybe if you're good at it, like that's cool, but if not, you have better options or better things to do other than magic. Speaking of magic though, it seems that we kind of have an ultimatum here, so you could like the video today, or you could 1v1 Marion Leona. I know which one I would pick. I would definitely pick the like button, but if you want to take your chances with Marion Leona, you can, but you should also like the video. Going back to the chapter though, it seems that we get a very cool diagram in Asta's mind of how different people kind of use Zetten, and it shows that if somebody's willing to use a Zetten output of say 10, some people will probably do 2 kicks of 5 each to make that 10, but some people could do 5 punches of 2 to kind of make that 10. So it seems that Asta really is kind of taking all of this in, and maybe he's going to try to incorporate this into like his own style of Zetten, where maybe Asta will kind of, instead of skipping over some of the moves and doing like 2 kicks of 5 or 2 or 5 punches of 2, he might just kind of make it to where he just does like a full hit of the full 10, or maybe amplifies that to a number past 10, a very insane number. And I think that that would be very fitting for Asta. We could see a kind of black meteorite or something similar to that, where he has it like amplified with Zetten, and it's like almost a one shot one kill kind of thing, where he uses that and it's just so powerful, so strong that not many things in the world of Black Clover can even withstand it. So I think that would be very cool. After we get this from Asta though, we get into one of the more interesting parts of the chapter. We learn a lot of different things that potentially might be happening with Yami and Ichika's clan, but before that, we kind of just see Ichika pop up out of nowhere against Asta, and she starts to talk to him. Asta's trying to figure out how exactly he's supposed to kind of interpret her name or try to talk to her, so he's trying to figure out if he has to say san, if she's older, younger, if she's, you know, really older. So he's trying to figure that out, and he's telling her that he's 18, and she's telling him that he's 24, or she's 24, and he's kind of reacting saying, you know, I thought you were way closer to my age, and she kind of takes this offensively, but it's a funny moment between them. She then starts to talk to Asta, basically telling him that it was Ryuya that kind of told her to look after Asta and to look over him, maybe train him, or just in general, just look after Asta to make sure that he's okay. And she mentions that, no matter how he looks, he's actually a very busy person, and that the kind of country itself is still a little bit unstable, but he still uses his clairvoyance to govern the nation. So this is the part where we see that he actually has a clairvoyance ability that he uses to kind of watch over everything. And this is what I mentioned in one of my previous videos. I mentioned that he probably does have a sort of clairvoyance ability and that he might teach this to Asta. So I think that's very cool, and it seems that he uses the clairvoyance kind of defensively. Maybe he kind of looks around the country maybe to find crimes or find different things before they happen, but I'm thinking that if Asta were to pick this up, he could definitely use the clairvoyance offensively and be able to see all around the battlefield and also fight the person at the same time, kind of similar to the Byakugan from Naruto. Even Asta's barely able to kind of fathom this ability. He's saying that, is that even really possible? Is that kind of like a godly ability? And even Ichika's kind of like, you fool, like, he doesn't even have Yoryoku or, magic, but he's able to do all of these crazy things. So it seems that she's a big Ryuya fan. She's a big fangirl for Ryuya, and I think I'm all for that. I think that's very funny. The fact that somebody as serious and as cutthroat as her is kind of a big fangirl of the leader of the nation. And she starts to say that even if she doesn't really like Asta, because of the fact that it was him that told her to kind of look after him and train him, that's really one of the big reasons why she's even doing it right now, even though she still doesn't really like Asta, which may change in the future, but for right now it seems that she really doesn't like him. And this is where the chapter's tone kind of shifts. We get to see Ichika say that it was actually the fact that he kind of saved her that she really does appreciate him and really does like Ryuya, but it seems that this kind of stubs a nerve or makes something mad in her, because after this, Asta starts to talk about Captain Yami, and he's basically saying that he seems very similar, or that situation is very similar to Captain Yami, and how Yami kind of picked up Asta and put him into the Black Bulls and gave him a place to be. And Asta starts talking a lot more about the fact that his ki, or Yami's ki, kind of resembles her and Ryuya's ki. So he's saying that, and she gets really mad at this. She says, enough, stop talking about Yami. And Asta's very confused as to why he can't really talk about him. So he's saying, why? And he's saying that, wasn't it the fact that Yami kind of got shipwrecked in the Clover that he's over there? He's wondering, why wouldn't you want to know more about your older brother and what he's been doing over the past many, many years? And she says that he's the worst type of scum and that she doesn't want to know anything about him. And as the audience, we're very confused right now until we get the revelation that he supposedly annihilated their entire clan. So it seems that maybe Yami did something to their clan way back in the day before he left for the Clover Kingdom, and maybe Yami even lied to Asta about his origins and how he even got to where he was. So before the chapter ends, we kind of see a flashback to a younger Ichika, and we see Yami dressed up exactly like he was in all of the flashbacks that he showed us, with the sort of armless sleeve kind of shirt thing. And it seems that we're going to finally get the backstory of Yami. With this being said, the chapter is actually over, and we do have a break next week, which is very unfortunate, but we definitely do need Tabatsu to kind of simmer down, to kind of collect his thoughts and make this next chapter very great. But that's how the chapter ends, and it seems that Yami Itachi'd his clan, so we're going to kind of see exactly what happened. But it's definitely kind of crazy to think that Yami kind of pulled an Itachi and was able to take down his whole clan, and maybe lied to Asta this whole time, maybe out of shame. Maybe that's why he doesn't use the 10. Maybe he does know it. He just kind of uses it since it kind of shames him and reminds him of his home country. So we're going to see what happens. But before that, I just want to say thank you for watching the video all the way through, and thank you for making it to the end. I really do appreciate that. If you liked the video, please give it a like or subscribe to the channel, and also look at my socials, my TikTok and my Twitter. I'm going to put them in the top right corner, but definitely let me know what you guys thought of the video. Also, like the video if you liked it and subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.